All right, guys. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Just a little bit more zoomed in than I would like. Hold on. There we go. All right. So, Friday morning. How's everyone doing today? Happy Friday. We got some decent stuff moving. We had a very interesting after hours yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we got the Apple and Amazon earnings, but obviously they were bad, right? We had bad earnings. I'm shocked on Amazon's earnings. I would have not expected to see almost a 50% EPS miss. That's crazy for Amazon, right? So interesting to see. Maybe we'll present opportunities in the future, but what was strange to me was that almost everything besides Apple and Amazon actually went up on that. And traditionally, I'm not used to seeing that because you get a really bad move down on the Nasdaq, and that traditionally I would expect it to move almost every other tech stock down with it. But this morning we are something in my hair. Sorry. This morning we're seeing, or at least after hours yesterday, we saw the moves back up. So it was strange. Nvidia, Netflix, Tesla, all moving up after hours when we saw a nasty earnings on both Amazon and a little bit of a miss on Apple. So we'll see how that transpires today. I'm not quite sure if there's going to be maybe strength on the names that didn't report and maybe some rotation into those. Or, do we just get an overall red day today? I know the Nasdaq's down a little bit this morning due to, the earnings, obviously. So we'll talk through the Nasdaq, some of the tech stocks, what to expect today, what levels to watch out for, and sort of prepare ourselves for Friday and maybe for some things to look at next week. So let's go ahead and do that today. If you guys want to give me a early like, that'd be fantastic. To the 200 of you that are here now. So the Bears are back in town. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens up here at all-time highs. So futures, Nasdaq, S&P, and Dow. We'll look at those three. Apple, Amazon earnings. We'll take a look at those. Apple, Amazon. We'll go quickly through the reports. Not too much, but we'll look at more of the technicals. Tesla holding a very nice trend still. So Tesla's still on a very, very strong trend. And I want to show you that this morning, pushing through yesterday's highs. Not quite up to the 1090 highs that we saw, but pushing up pretty strong. Starbucks, pretty bad fail on Starbucks. Failed the trend line due to earnings. And we are starting to see a downtick on Starbucks. So looks like that one we'll have to be patient on. Not quite ready to go up, it seems. Shopify went down into a very strong demand zone on earnings, very strong. And you guys saw yesterday it reacted very strongly to that demand zone and went up almost $100. I think it was over $100 a share yesterday for Shopify. So a huge day for Shop. After coming back down into oh my God, it moved $200 a share from 8:30 a.m. Eastern to 11 o'clock. It went up $200 a share. So huge move on Shop. So we'll take a look at that. Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call it. I've been in December contracts for about a week now. So yesterday when this news dropped, and we were sort of expecting this, we weren't expecting this reaction, but we knew the Facebook event was going to happen. So we saw a huge move on the Facebook contracts that I had. The Facebook Decembers went from down I think they were down 20% to almost up 100%. It was a huge move yesterday alone. I still have no plans of selling the December contracts as I am looking for a bigger move to the upside on Facebook after a very large move to the downside. So I'm going to be chilling in some Decembers on Facebook, on Meta, whatever you want to call it. We'll go ahead and take a look at it today. Netflix, we talked about a flag on Netflix yesterday. It did break out. I took a trade on Netflix yesterday. Drew that flag. It worked out very nicely. We can look at that. Lucid, insane day on Lucid, guys. Crazy. congratulations to anyone that caught that. Just a monster of a day. I'm sure the option contracts had to have been up an ungodly amount. I mean, definitely. I would almost like to say it's probably in the tens of thousands. I mean, definitely a few thousand. Maybe there was a few that were up 10,000%, but a huge move on Lucid. And I think it's due to them going to be releasing their first vehicle. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what the chat was saying yesterday. I'm trying to find the news, but I can't see it. So I think they are releasing their first vehicle on the tomorrow, maybe? Is it 10:30? I don't know. Let me know, guys. I'm pretty sure that was the news. And then finally, Upstart update. I want to give you an update on Upstart. I am still watching this play. I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to still keep an eye on it because I do think there's opportunity. So I'll give you guys an update here as well. And then after that, we will get into the stocks that you guys want to look at. So let me go ahead and pull that up here. Take a second, take a break, pull this up. So what do we got today? 10:29. All right, you guys are already on it. Good job. Caught Lucid, nice. First vehicle, yeah, tomorrow, right? Lucid Futures at Nobu, nice. Well done. Yeah, I know Mr. TNT caught it good, guys, in the chat. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get started here today. Looks like the viewers are a little light this morning. Looks like people are probably, doing other things with their Friday morning, but that's understandable. So let's go ahead and get started. NASDAQ. Let's go to the daily chart. First off, let's always look at the daily here. All right. So you guys see we're clearly still rejecting here, right? We're clearly still rejecting at all-time highs. That is nothing that I'm going to ignore. Like, I'm not just like a delusional bull here that I think this is definitely not somewhat of a potential rejection. It definitely is, right? So we got some really tough. Yeah, there's AbbVie earnings this morning. AbbVie, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Royal Caribbean. Yeah, sorry I forgot to mention that, guys. 1 second, I'll bring that up. Just for everyone to make sure they are aware. Yeah, Nvidia flag broke out yesterday as well. Yep. So Exxon, AbbVie, Chevron. I got Royal Caribbean. That's really the ones that I would say. That's the ones that I would say are the most important there. So we'll take a look at AbbVie because I'm in an AbbVie call. We'll take a look at the Chevron and Exxon as well. So NASDAQ, all-time highs, starting to find a little bit of rejection. We'll see what happens. Nothing yet to prove that we're breaking down. We're still in a nice uptrend. 4-hour, 20 SMA still holding. Over the last few days, we've been trying to push higher every day. We get a little bit higher than the previous day, and then we start to fail it a little bit, right? So we're definitely working this resistance, but we're just not quite over it. Now, I'm not that concerned about this, and I'll tell you why, guys. This is the one reason I'm not concerned yet, because we're still holding previous levels. We're not breaking down previous levels, right? So, we're holding these support levels, we're holding this support level. We're still above these levels. AbbVie for the divvy for sure. So I still like the higher lows that we are forming, and also the other thing that I think everyone needs to take into consideration for for how slow we've been over the last 2 to 3 days. We're in the middle of one of the biggest weeks on earnings, and the fact that the market has held up here on earnings is quite impressive to me, because there could have been very ugly days here on earnings, and we've held up pretty well, pushed into all-time highs over the last 3 days. So over the last 3 days, we've pushed into highs, pulled back, pushed higher the next day, pulled back, pushed even higher the next day, pulled back. So that tells me we're relatively strong up here, especially when we're coming into coming into a lot of news in the market. So I'm not that concerned just yet. We're still holding good levels. We're in the midst of earnings season, which is a very difficult time for a stock market to move, because there's a lot of expectations, there's a lot of uncertainties. So if we hold up here and we move into next week and earnings are somewhat, the big earnings are starting to wither away. We still have probably quite a bit more next week and the week after from some of the other small tech. We have probably Roku's of the world, Squares of the world coming, all those growth stocks. So still something to be concerned about. But we have Apple out of the way, Amazon out of the way, Nvidia. I'm sorry, not Nvidia. AMD, Microsoft, Alphabet. So some big ones out of the way. Market held up. As long as we hold up here, I'm gonna have to continue to be bullish until I start to see this break down, right? So you have some previous levels that we're holding. 15.6 continues to hold. That has been a level we've been watching. 15.6. So that's what I'm gonna watch today. Is 15.6 hold? And then I think the big one, guys, even if we do come down here to 15.450, even if we do come down here, you'd still have to be bullish, right? Because this is still a support level down here at 15.450. It's still a nice trend. Let me go to the 4 hour. It's still a very nice trend here. It's still a nice previous resistance, and it could definitely turn into support. And even if we do get this bounce, that is still a very bullish trend, right? Previous highs turning into support. So it's still, we still can move down, and this market can still be bullish. So we're just pretty extended. We're holding up, though, relatively well at 15.6. I really would not be too concerned up here. I know it's a little bit difficult to find opportunity because of how extended we are right into all-time highs. But if we start to see some of these pullbacks, maybe look for this 15.450. This may be a nice pullback, and you might see some pullback across some tech stocks, and that could be a very nice bounce back opportunity for not only the NASDAQ, but for some tech stocks if we come back down to this 15.450. Listener, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to have to just ban you from this because I just can't. I'm just so tired of seeing your chats. All right. Sorry, buddy. You distract me so bad, and I just can't deal with it. So, all right. So, sorry, guys. I can't stand negative people. I just can't stand it. And when I see it, it just distracts me, and I just rather just get it out of here. So nice pullback, 15.450. Let's see if that holds, and then 15.6, guys. Those are the two levels I'd be watching to the downside. Those are very, very important levels. All right, ES. So ES, guys, continuously holding previous highs. You can see yesterday, look at how well we bounced off previous highs. Look at this. See this right here? Look how well we pushed up, pulled back to previous highs at 45.5 and bounced off of it. So very, very nice. This is a full send sweater. So very nice hold of previous highs. That's bullish. I mean, you got to be bullish here, right? I mean, what else can you do? You can, if you guys think we fall back below, you can maybe play this back to the downside, but I don't think I'd play the ES to the downside until I see this break down. Now, if we make a lower low, if we do something like this, that's a little bit scary, right? So you can see breakdown of previous support, come back into it, reject it as resistance, and then take a fall. That's where I would start to say, okay, this market's definitely starting to lose some steam here. But until I see this, I got to stay bullish here because we are definitely holding previous resistance as support right now. So that's good. Little cup and handle, yeah. If you guys like to use the cup and handle, definitely a little bit of a cup handle, and maybe you get your higher low and you get another push. Definitely possible. So at this time, I'm still very bullish here. As long as we're above 50 or 45.50, I'm definitely a bull here on the ES. If we drop below that, a little bit more concerning. Pretty much the same thing for the Dow, guys. We are back above previous highs. You guys can see previous highs. We are back above it, and we're holding above it. So, and you can see this morning we actually bounced off of it multiple times. Look at how we're respecting that green demand zone here. So if I go back to the 4 hour, you guys can see very nice hold here at previous highs. The green area is previous highs. It's the same exact analysis for the ES. As long as we hold above this 35.5, I would say that that we are bullish. If we start breaking down, if we start rejecting it as resistance and make lower lows, then obviously a little bit more concerning, right? So on road bull market now watching. Yeah, I know. Apple and Amazon, we'll get into that. It could definitely affect this a little bit for sure. So we'll get into that. But as long as the Dow is above 35.5, I would say bullish. If we start to break down, turn into resistance, then a little bit concerning. So that's what I'd be looking at, guys. Those are some levels on the Nasdaq, the Dow, the S&P, and let's now get into what Apple and Amazon are doing now and how this may affect the market, at least from my personal experience, because things seem a little bit different this time. So we can see, guys, pretty nasty drop on Apple. Apple was pushing already into very tough resistance levels, so this is somewhat to be expected. I mean, Apple is up basically at all-time highs. Really tough resistance here at 145 or 150. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see it did break through it yesterday, but sort of fell back under on earnings. So this level definitely is a tough level to be above for Apple, and definitely needed to absolutely destroy earnings to warrant being up here, probably near all-time highs. So I mean, this is really not that ugly of a drop for Apple, guys, to be quite honest. If you look at it in the long term, this is really just a very small pullback. Like this is no bigger, or this is no bigger than one of these pullbacks, right? Nice pullback, earnings pullback here. This was a nasty pullback during the market dip, but this pullback it's not that scary. I know it looks bad because of earnings. I know people may get a little nervous because it's on earnings, but what have we seen over the last few earnings releases, guys? We've seen Netflix run after earnings, after going down off earnings. We've seen Tesla run after basically doing nothing on earnings. We've seen Shopify reported earnings. I'm about to show you that today. Went down on earnings and ran just a crazy day, 200 points higher the following day. So I'm not going to say whether I think, Apple can recover on a Friday. That's a little bit tough for me to think that Apple can actually move higher on a Friday after earnings. Is it possible? It definitely is, but Friday's probably not the best time for it to do it. But I would not say that I am that concerned of this Apple dip. That's what I'm trying to say, right? If we started to move down and break these lows, right? If you started to break these lows, that's a different story. You still have this previous retest level, and that is actually, funny enough, where we held. So I didn't even realize that. Yeah, sorry, you're right. Google too. Yeah, you're right. Google. The next one, Google, barely moved off earnings, ran like a madman the next day. So yes, Google's another example. Thank you for reminding me. So look at where Apple actually found support, guys, and this is actually funny enough because I didn't even see this. So look at this. See where Apple fell to? See where it bounced? This green demand zone? Look at where that is here on this chart. That is a retest level right here. Previous resistance, 144.35. Resistance. Pullback. Find a support. Beautiful support there. Bouncing off of it. So guys, I would say this would be my analysis for you on Apple. As long as Apple holds above this 144.35, as long as you hold above this level, I think Apple has the chance to bounce back over the next week. If Apple starts to break down here, starts to do something like this, then that's a totally different story, right? That's not very bullish. But if Apple today into next week holds above this 145, I would say there's an opportunity of this thing pushing higher. Definitely. This is not that bad of a drop. It's definitely holding previous levels, previous retest level. Look how perfectly that held here this morning. Look at that, or last night. Look where it came down to. Look at the reaction off that level, and look how important that level was right there. So that's what I would be looking for right there. 144.35, guys. Do you have good ER compared to Apple and Amazon? No. Yeah, I mean, Google had better ER than Apple, Amazon for sure. That's the only thing, right? So Amazon, I sort of agree. I think that's what you're trying to say, Paola. Amazon just had bad earnings, like really bad. Very shocking to see Amazon's earnings A lot of price price target cuts this morning, a lot of them. So JP Morgan price target cut. Actually, hold on. Actually, JP Morgan increased their price target. Goldman Sachs lowered price target. We have, who else? Raymond James lowered price target. Morgan Stanley lowers price target. So we got some people lowering price target, some people raising price target. Almost a 50% miss on EPS and also a miss on the top line as well. And that is why you see Amazon down almost 150 points in the pre-market. So a little bit nasty. Still within this level. So, still definitely not, breaking down, right? If I saw it down below this 3,200, that's a breakdown, right? Down below here. So you're still above this pretty important demand here on Amazon, all within this 3,200. That's definitely going to be a level to watch. If we come back down to this 32, this could be a very nice potential opportunity back in this channel, right? Amazon has simply done nothing for the last year, guys. I mean, it's done nothing. It's been completely sideways for almost a year now. It's crazy to think about. It's just, if you just take a second and think about it, it is crazy. It's a little confusing to think why Amazon stock is so sideways when it's one of the craziest earning companies, right? It's very strange. Like, why is Microsoft just continuously moving higher? Why is Amazon slowed down here? I don't know. Has it gone up too much? Is it reaching a certain point of slowdown? I don't quite know, to be honest. Why, the back end of why this is not, why this has been so stagnant. I don't know enough about the fundamentals. Just I'm being honest with you. I don't really learn about fundamentals too much, guys. I focus more on the technicals. So I don't quite know the fundamentals of Amazon and maybe why this is. That's probably what's causing this. I'm sure it's a fundamental reason that I'm just not aware of. But it is very interesting to see how Amazon has been so flat over the last year. So it's a stock that I just really leave alone for most part, guys. I really don't trade Amazon much. I know a lot of you guys do because it's a very lucrative play. I don't really like, my blood pressure goes up, my heart starts pounding when I'm in Amazon, and I'd rather just stay away. So yeah, we need something here. But Amazon, nice pullback. At this point, guys, it's really hard for me to say where I think this holds. I would want to see it back to here, to 3,200. That's where I'd be comfortable in even thinking about taking a play on it. In between this range, it's almost impossible to know where Amazon goes, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe it needs a stock split. Maybe that's what it needs. All right, Tesla. I think you like coin knowing it's on a... Yeah, I'll take a look at coin, Josh, for you if I have time, for sure. All right, Tesla. So, yeah, it definitely missed top and bottom, which could be just a... It could, today could be, we could be overthinking Amazon, right? Today could be the easiest downside play on Amazon ever. Amazon may just continue to fall at market open because they had very bad earnings, guys. I don't know if I've ever seen Amazon, since I've been watching their earnings reports, miss by 50% almost on EPS and miss on the top line. So that's not very good. I wouldn't say that's a very good thing. So here's Tesla, guys. And you guys remember we sort of drew out this trend line the other day on Tesla. Yeah, the supply chain issues, definitely. So here's Tesla, and here's that trend that this thing continues to hold, right? Just continues to hold this uptrend. This morning, yesterday, just continues to hold. I know yesterday was a very ugly day for Tesla. They were sort of pinning it. It wasn't able to move much. But end of day, it started to move, and this morning, you're getting a little bit of a pop. And I could totally see this moving today. When Tesla starts to hold up here, guys, it's only a matter of time before you have that one pop, that one day. Because I think Tesla would be breaking down here if it didn't want to hold up. So I am definitely watching Tesla today. I'm definitely watching it next week. I'm definitely watching it, into the future because this looks pretty damn good. This is a very nice little uptrend that we continue to hold. We continue to hold the 20 SMA here on the hourly chart. It looks very bullish to me in the short term. You're starting to find some resistance here, but it looks like you're actually turning previous resistance into support. Let me go ahead and take a look at this. So not quite. You're sort of rejecting here right at this 1088 area. You guys can see these previous highs here, 1088, 1090. Starting to get a lot of resistance up in here. So that is something to definitely be aware of, this little area. If we can get a break over here, that's that has been that is definitely the breakout that we want to see, right through there, big breakout through 1090, and that probably gets us on the road to a short squeeze. And yeah, I'm still in a Tesla call, and a nice push through. So I just have a lot of most of the reason why I want Tesla to move is because I have a lot of shares, guys. I really don't have much money in a call, but I have a lot of shares. I have about 10 shares. I know it's not a lot to some. Some of you may say it's not a lot. I understand. To me, it's a lot. 10 shares. I have almost. I mean, at this point, it's almost $10,000 in the stock. So, it's a decent size position for my long term, and I love to see it go higher. So, if this thing continues, shares should continue to be nice. So I am definitely watching this 1090 area today, guys. If this starts to break out, it could be very big. I would hate to see it break this uptrend, because if it breaks this uptrend, you might get a pretty nasty drop. If you start to see this break, this might be pretty quick to the downside. So I would be on the side of the bulls today, guys. It looks very strong on this uptrend. If it can break the 1090, that could be a very nice move. So definitely watch that today. Starbucks. Wow. Starbucks is getting beat up, huh? Sheesh. I did not expect that. All right. So big beat up on Starbucks today. Here is the daily. Let's look at the 4-hour, though. Yeah, look at that. Starbucks. That's pretty good right there. Look at that. That's nasty. So Starbucks, very nice. Look how clean that is. Look at these rejections at the trend line. Look how perfect they are right at the trend line. 1, 2 rejections at the trend line. Really nasty drop below this demand zone, right down below this 109. So that's pretty ugly. And it looks like it's continuing. Like it's not finding much support here. So pretty ugly Starbucks earnings. Pretty ugly move to the downside. I think they concerned about China sales. I think that's what it was. EPS misses. Price target cuts. Yeah, worse than expected sales. Wow. You know why, guys? I don't know if you guys have realized this around Starbucks from you guys, but can sell them to you. I don't really go too much on Brandon on the out of the money calls on Tesla. I usually stay away. I stick to my shares. So I don't know if you guys have realized, but I've been to Starbucks a few times. I don't go often now that I have my Nespresso, which is fantastic if anyone has Nespresso. But the few times I've gone, they've been closed. Like the store is literally closed in the middle of the day because they don't have people. I mean, I was like shocked. Like, how is there not people to run this store? Are people just not, they really don't want to work their Starbucks job? I mean, it's crazy. So I don't know if that's a widespread issue for Starbucks. They did mention that they had hiring issues or labor concerns, labor investments. So interesting. I wonder if that's something that's happening more widely spread than just my Starbucks across the street. But yeah, nasty drop, guys. I'd be one to be aware that that there could be a bounce here. There could be a bounce at some point, right? There's going to be something at some point. What are we at? 105. We're sort of at these previous levels. So right in this area, you guys can see these previous highs. Maybe if we go to the 4-hour. Yeah, so look at that. Look at where we're at. We are right there. So let me go to the 3060 here. Yeah, look at where we're sort of at. See these previous highs here, guys? Highs, resistance. So maybe you watch that here. Maybe. I'm not. This is not day one you buy calls. Absolutely not. This is day one you watch it, you wait, you let the thing hold up. You don't buy a falling knife here. Let it hold up. Let it find some support. Let it show you where it wants to hold up, and then maybe you take the play. But right now, guys, ugly on Starbucks. Definitely did not break out of this flag. Actually rejected it pretty bad, and that is something we will need to keep an eye on at least. All right, Shop. Shop dropped on earnings. Shop dropped on earnings, which I don't really know why. They got some price target cuts. First revenue miss in 5 years. Okay. First revenue miss in 5 years. Sees forward year 2021 sales rapidly growing, but at a lower rate than 2020. EPS was slightly down. Sales were up. All right. So I mean, it looks like it was a miss on the bottom line. It was a beat on the top line. But we got the nasty bounce. We got the little bit of a rejection into earnings, right? A little bit of a drop on earnings. But look at where this thing fell to, and look at how strong it bounced off of. Look at how strong it bounced on this demand zone. 1, 2, 3. Look at how strong this demand zone has been here in this 1300 level. This support at 1300. We moved down into it on earnings, and we instantly, at market open, we instantly bounced off of it. So 5-minute chart, you guys can see, look at this reaction. You got the drop on earnings. You got a nice little consolidation here at this support area, and boom, the rest is history here. 200 points straight to the upside, right off this level. So crazy day on Shop. If anyone caught it, congratulations. I'm not quite sure what I would say about it longer term, because this is a pretty choppy chart. You guys can see, look how choppy this chart is. So that's tough for me to analyze here, but definitely a nice bounce off of it on the 4-hour here. You can see it right there. Nice bounce off the 4-hour. I would just probably watch these highs around 15s, right north of 1500. Looks like where it starts to fail. So you'd want to see it through 1500 if you want to get more continuation here. Did we have did we have some what do we have on a Friday here? Anything okay, so we have the consumer spending that just came out. Core inflation, consumer spending. Let's see if there's any reaction here on the market. I'll take a second here. I don't want to waste too much time, guys. So we got a little bit of news that came out this morning at 8:30. Disposable income, personal income, consumer spending. Looks like core inflation numbers. So let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see if we get any reaction here. The common theme here is that we don't get much of a reaction in the morning. So let's go ahead and see. I'll keep this on for maybe 1 more minute, but I'm not going to stay on here for too long. I don't want to waste our time. Yeah, I mean, across all the indices, I don't see much right now. So, guys, just let me know if you continue to see, if you see any reaction on the indices. Let me know. So that's Shop. Nice move yesterday. Keep an eye on that 1500 level. Facebook. So, you guys know Facebook's on a pretty nasty move down, right? Facebook has been getting beat up. I'll go to the 200 SMA here. Simple moving average. Make that 200. 200. Turn it red, because why not? Apply it. And there we are. So we got the 200. We're back at it. We bounced off it originally, but then you just got I personally believe a ridiculous amount of bad news about Facebook. I just don't understand why it just continues to come. It just continues and continues and continues. Every day, the Congress feels like they need to post another article about, how Facebook is bad. So it's a little bit strange. I would like to ignore it, because I think there's a big opportunity here, guys, on Facebook. I mean, this stock is 20% off its highs. I think there should be some opportunity here. So I want to see if Facebook can start to hold. maybe this metaverse can start to give it a little bit of buyers stepping in, maybe a little bit of a catalyst. I don't quite know yet. I don't know how strong of a catalyst that will be. But you tried to break above the 200 yesterday. Unfortunately, you did start to move back down. You are back above it here in the pre-market. So 320, what is it? 320.83 is the 200 SMA. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see we are pretty much battling with that number right now here in the pre-market on the 4-hour chart. So here's the 5-minute. As you can see, this 280 level, that's where the 200 SMA is on the daily chart. So we're sort of stuck right at that level. So today I would like to see it break. I would like to see it break above that. I am in some December call options because I want to give this time. I want to see if I can catch this turnaround here. I might be a little bit too early to the game. I totally understand that. But I am in it with an amount that I'm okay losing. So I'm just gonna sit on it for a few months. Sit on it, see if I can catch this reversal. I think the news yesterday could be actually maybe a little bit of a sign that we could start to push back higher. So let's see what happens here. So we'll see if we push higher. We'll see if we get above that 320. It's definitely starting to find something here. I don't quite know if it's ready though. I wouldn't put my name on this one. I am in it because I am okay losing my own personal money. That's something I am okay doing, and I'm in it with an amount that I am okay losing because I like the opportunity. But I wouldn't say that Facebook is ready just yet. I think you can probably wait this a few more days to see if it starts to hold. So that would be my assumption here. I would assume it's going to be pretty tough up here around the 340s. If we do get back up to here, it's probably going to be pretty tough, right? Because that looks like a pretty tough level. If we go out to the 4-hour chart, we can see that's probably going to be pretty tough. If we do get to the 340 though, I mean, the call option I have should be making a lot of money. So we'll see. But 340, that's going to be the tough level if we do try to bounce back into there. If we do bounce to 340, basically we would just be making up the earnings reaction. You guys know it went down on earnings. We were at 340 pre-earnings. So we would make up the earnings reaction there. Netflix, real quick, guys, just real quick. We're running out of time, and Netflix isn't that big of one to be looking at. But Netflix, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about this little flag pattern here, and you guys can see, look how it worked out. Very beautiful flag pattern, nice breakout. So keep an eye on Netflix today after that flag breakout. What was next? Lucid. So huge move on Lucid, and it actually broke through some really important levels, I must say. This was a big level here on Lucid at 29.30, right in this area. So basically 30, huge resistance at 30, huge breakout through it. If you guys are not in Lucid, if you see this thing pull back to 30 and you'll see it hold, that is a fantastic entry in my opinion. So let's see. Does it pull back to 30? Does it hold this previous level? Does it start to push up if you get that pullback? Now, I'm not quite sure you're going to get that pullback because this thing has some pretty strong momentum. So if you do get the pullback, I would at least have an alert at 30 to see if you can get an entry. If it doesn't pull back to 30, I mean, this is just a momentum play at this point, guys. You're just going to have to play this thing, how you like. May the odds be forever in your favor. That's sort of what I say to people from Hunger Games when they go and play these types of plays, because I really can't tell you what happens here. I know there's the catalyst about the car tomorrow. There looks like to be a little bit of resistance up here in the 38s, 39s. You can see it's pretty much double topped here around this 39 level. So maybe if you see this break through, that would be your entry. Maybe if you start to see, a breakthrough here of 39, hold of support, maybe that is your entry. So I would watch the 39 level today, see if that breaks out for some more momentum, or if we get a pullback to 30, this could also be a very nice entry. So that's what I would say, and may the odds forever be in your favor, because that's a momentum play, and I can't really help you with that. You're going to have to just be sharp. I usually like to draw them on the longer term time frames, Ken. It's so daily, 4 hour, maybe sometimes the hourly if it's a short term play, but definitely daily 4 hour. All right, Upstart. I can't help but love this play. That's the problem I'm having, guys. It might bite me, but I just really can't help but love the setup here on Upstart. Look at the hold. Look at the uptrend hold. 1, 2, 3. Very nice uptrend hold. You also have the 200 SMA, which is sort of floating around here, very close to this very close to this support here. So this looks like a lot of things to me. I mean, there's got to be support in this area. There's a 200 SMA, there's an uptrend, and then lastly, there's a previous retest level right here around 316, previous resistance turning into support. This is a trifecta of support here. I mean, it is 3 very important things. It is a 200 SMA, it's an uptrend hold, and it is a previous resistance turning into support. So if this doesn't hold here, then Upstart's definitely donezo. I mean, that has to hold. That has to hold on Upstart. You don't have to risk that much. You could just risk these lows, right? If you get into Upstart here, all you're risking is the lows here, the low of this little consolidation, which is about. I mean, it'll probably be a pretty decent chunk loss on an option contract if you go short expiration. If you go long expiration, it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I would just put a stop loss below these lows here, because if it breaks those lows, then it's over. But I don't know, guys. I mean, I could be right. I could be very, very right here, or I could be very, very wrong. But this is a play that I'm definitely going to put some money on the line at some point. If I start to see this thing work, I'm definitely going to put something on the line here, because this just is a play that I can't. Sometimes when you see something like this and you're so confident on it, even if you lose on it, you gotta put the money on. You gotta put the risk on the table sometimes. I mean, it's sort of like doubling down on, it's sort of like doubling down when you have or splitting when you have 2 aces. If you have 2 aces, you're not gonna split. Or, if you have I don't know, let's say you have a 7 and a 4. Are you going to double down on that when the dealer's showing a 4 or a 5 or a 6, a bust card? You have to, right? You have to. I mean, that's what the rules say. You have to do it. So even if you lose, you go in understanding that you are doubling down on the table and you're willing to risk it. So that sometimes is, no thanks, it ain't. Okay, that's fine. Everyone has different risk tolerance, of course. But for me, when I see a technical setup like this, I have to put something here because it just looks like too great of a setup for me. It's the important hold is right around 317, 318. Yeah, I know it has big spreads, but the technicals look so good here that I'm eventually going to, once I start to see it hold up. But yeah, you got earnings. Maybe you get an earnings run up. So we'll see, guys. But, I like this setup quite a bit. I'm just sharing, you guys. Might be wrong. Might be right. Who knows? Yeah, we wanted to look at Mara, right? Remember someone else saying that. So real quick, Mara, just because I saw someone else. Real quick, you just need to hold this low here on Mara. You just need to hold this. Hey, what's up, Vincent? How are you? So you just need to hold this level here on Mara. That's all I have to say. If you break down below this level, you're coming down. You need to hold 49. All right, so now we have, if you guys could, we have 800 people in here, only about 200 likes. If you guys could take a second before I get into more plays, if you could take a second and press that like button for me. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more live streams, I do this every single weekday, from Monday to Friday, as long as the market's open, from 8 to around 8:55, 9 o'clock really. It's supposed to be 30 minutes, now it's an hour. So Nvidia, yeah, I got you on Nvidia. Okay, you guys put a lot in here, huh? Shit. A lot of stocks in the thing today here. All right, we're gonna have to leave more time for this in the future. Zoom. I'll look at Nvidia too. Don't worry. we're going real quick speed round here, guys. So don't expect anything too fancy. But Zoom, I wouldn't touch it. Definitely not to the upside. It's rejecting again here towards this 290. It's just not really doing it for me here. I mean, you're back below. You had a little bit of a head and shoulders here. That's starting to fail, it looks like. Maybe you've hold this 264 level. But yeah, I mean, this thing just has a lot of resistance to the upside, guys. All these levels are resistance. It's gonna be a grind to get through these levels. So I probably wouldn't touch Zoom until I see it over 290, personally. So yeah, I mean, that's I don't know if that's a chart that I'm interested in. So I would probably look past Zoom. It's definitely rejected here. Definitely resistance is still sticking in. So. Oh, thank you, Kasam. Remember for 2 months, Diamond. I think you can like send emojis, yeah, if you remember. But yeah, so Zoom, I don't know, a little nasty there. AXP had good earnings, I believe, but they've been moving down since. So here's AXP. Just go to the daily. Already done Tesla. Pretty nasty rejection, after this pullback. Did not hold. Oh, thank you, Kasem, $10. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that. Thank you. So 180 level, I would have liked to see 180 hold, like a little break and retest here, but it did not hold. So 20 SMA, maybe you come down to this 50 and 100 SMA. Maybe this is, the previous resistance. You got to turn this into support again here, right around 168. So I'd probably look for AXP back down towards this 168, 169. It's just not a chart I would look back to the upside just yet. The last 4 days are red. I don't really see anything that looks too strong. Maybe break and retest down to 168, 169, Mozam. Love, LUV, Southwest Airlines, daily chart. It's not quite a chart that I would be too confident in either. You have some lows here that maybe it's trying to hold. You have lows here that you might want to see it hold, but you got to see a little bit of bullishness on the airlines before I jump into this. Wait for a little bit more bullishness on the airlines before you jump into love here. Team has been very nice, really nice hold here at 386. Maybe it's trying to hold these previous highs. That's what I would look for. Is it trying to hold these previous highs here? That's what I would be lying. So let me see. Let's go to the hourly chart. Okay, so it's up. Okay, up big on earnings. Well, I didn't even realize that. Okay, so yeah, I mean, guys, it's just a momentum play, right? So it did a very nice. It did hold here very nicely. Look at this break and retest on team. Look at this break and retest. Break, retest, previous highs, held it as support, boom, off earnings. I can't really help you guys on this, man. I mean, come on. What am I supposed to tell you? I mean, it can either drop or go up in the morning. That's what I'll tell you. It can either go up or down. Indexes are dropping. So I would just watch to see the continuation there. See what happens. LIT. Yeah, I don't know, man. LIT just too illiquid. YT. I don't really know what this stock's doing. This is just craziness. So I'm gonna have to go past this one. Lithium battery ETF. I mean, if you're bullish on batteries in the future, then maybe. Twitter. Twitter. Support here. 56, but not quite holding it. The next one would be probably down towards 50s. I just probably wouldn't touch Twitter yet either. I mean, I really wouldn't touch Twitter quite yet here. You guys can see just, not really much bullish confirmation there. So downside, red, not much hold on this 56 level. So I would just be aware of, I'd be aware of waiting for some confirmation here at 56. What is everyone freaking out about? Something going on here that I'm missing? Tell me we're not freaking out about this little drop on the NASDAQ. All right, Twitter, Hood. I mean, I don't know, guys. I would not touch Hood with a 10-foot pole here. I mean, what's the point? I mean, maybe you buy some shares. Maybe you look for the bounce. Maybe you do get a bounce and you make some nice money. But, guys, pay attention to things that are better. Nvidia is a strong stock. Pins is definitely weak as well. I wouldn't touch Pins. Yeah, pay attention to these names, right? Nvidia, straight up. Microsoft, straight up. Google, straight up. Tesla, straight up. What else? Apple, a little bit questionable, but straight up. What else is straight up? Home Depot is straight up. Lowe's is straight up. What else do I remember from my memory that's straight up? Netflix is straight up. Let's think. What else? What else is straight up? I think CrowdStrike's been pretty straight up. So Woo is straight up. So guys, I just named like 10 stocks that are just straight up. And if you can find opportunity on straight up stocks that are rock solid, literally rock solid stocks, they are not going anywhere. AMD straight up. I know they're a little bit extended right now. But just, I mean, why Pins, right? Why Hood? Why? What do you want here? It's just, I'd be focusing on the good stuff. Focus on the good stuff. This type of advice is focused towards newer traders, because I know some of you guys out there, can do, can play those plays and do well on it. I'm not doubting any of you. If you guys are experienced traders, you definitely, you can find opportunities with these charts. But for newer traders that are new to this market, you'll get an edge if you just trade stocks that are always wanting to go higher. Because even if you're wrong on timing by a little bit, if you just wait a little bit, I bet you it still goes up. So that would be my advice to anyone that's new to the market. Just focus on the good stuff, guys. Intel's another one that I wouldn't look at. That's another one we recommended here. No. I'm just going to say no to that. Maybe once it starts to show some positivity here, then you can start to look into it. But, I mean, there's nothing here yet. Look at the last 5 days. It's just straight red, guys. Unless you just want to chase the downside. Not really interested. MasterCard. Maybe if it moves back down to 320s, maybe back down to here. Back down to the 320s, right? So maybe you see if it does that, but MasterCard's been weak too. Visa's been pretty weak. Look at Visa, really strong. Really strong downside on Visa. So these stocks are getting beat up a little bit. VRTX, guys, is in a downtrend. This is another one. All right, who recommended VRTX? Yeah, no, don't trade anything in a downtrend. Look at this. I mean, this is just down. Down, nonstop down. Yeah, I would not trade a stock that is in a downtrend for the last year. So we're getting through these. We're getting through these pretty quick today because a lot of them just don't look very good, guys. Plug. That's a pretty nice breakout on Plug, and Plug should get some. Should get some sympathy off of maybe some of this EV hype. So I would watch Plug. I mean, I know some of you guys are big Plug traders. I'm not a big Plug trader. I know some people are really into it. It's above the 200. It's above this 36. It's starting to move with probably EV. So I would be, it's definitely worth a watch. If you are someone that watches Plug a lot, this is definitely a decent breakout here. So keep an eye on that. You're going to want to see it hold above 36. And then finally, NEO, and we're going to go over Nvidia next, and we're done. So NEO, guys, it continues to just be a channel play. So here's what I have to say about NEO, guys. It's a very common theme, right? This is something that will happen all the time. People are going to ask me to look at NEO when it's here, right? When it's here. When it's all above 40, that's when people are going to ask. This is when people ask about NEO, when it's up here in this green zone. right? That's when people are interested in NEO. Where you should be interested in NEO, if you look at this chart, where you should be interested in NEO is down here. This is where you should be looking at NEO. You should be asking me about NEO at 35, at 34, at 33, at 36. This is where you want to be buying NEO, down here. Not when it starts to be in the middle of this, right in the middle of this channel, right? The middle of the channel is questionable because you don't quite know what the next move is. However, if you are someone that is willing and has the emotion to buy when everyone else is a little bit panicked, when it's at previous support, when there's the potential of a breakdown, it looks like NEO, you can trust it over the last 5 times, over the last year, every time that it's come down to 35, it has bounced off of it. So, guys, if you see NEO at 35 in the future, you're just going to have to take the risk and understand that there's a very strong possibility that it bounces off of it. If it does not, you stop out of the trade and you lose money. It's no different than taking NEO here and stopping out if it breaks down, right? So I would be looking at NEO down here, not up here, because there's a very good chance that NEO pushes higher and rejects once again off 45 and pushes back down to 35. So that's what I'd be looking at. When you see something in a channel, guys, you got to take some shots at the bottom of the channel. You do not want to take shots in the middle of the channel. That's why I'm in a Disney call, because I'm looking to see if I can take the shot on the bottom of the channel. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I lose money and I move on. But I'm not going to buy Disney up here. I'm buying it down here. All right, so that's, if you guys are trading NEO, that is what I'd be looking for. And that's it. Last but not least, Nvidia. There's no promo code. I'm sorry, Leo. It's expired. Nvidia, beautiful little flag pattern breakout, guys. We talked about this one, right? A little bit of a flag, not the strongest flag, but it's there. A little bit of a breakout, right? A little bit of a breakout yesterday. Nice hold on Nvidia. A little bit down here in the pre-market, but overall, I sort of like this hold. It's right here at previous highs. If we can hold this previous high and turn that into support today, this could be very, very nice. This could honestly be another little flag forming here. So watch this 249.60, 250 level on Nvidia today. See if that holds. All right, I need to get out of here. I need to go to the Discord chat. Hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. What is everyone? What's Facebook doing? Dying? Everyone's saying Facebook. Anyways, all right. The Discord is $39.99. If you want to join, it's down below. It's up to you. You don't have to. It's not a signals chat. I don't tell you. I don't baby you through everything. That's not a. I tell you what I trade. I tell you why I trade it. I help as much as I help all day, and it's a very, very educational Discord. It is not a signals chat. You are not going to get rich overnight. You're not going to get, you're not going to double your account in a day. Maybe you will, but it's a very educational focused Discord, but we also have great plays. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we've had plenty 100% trades in the last week. So hopefully you guys, if you want, check it out. If you don't like it, you cancel it at any time. So thank you guys again for being here. Press the like button if you could. I think a lot of people in the Discord chat would tell you it's worth every penny. So that's good. That's good to know. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for the support on the stream. I hope everyone has a great weekend. What else? Go Giants. Go Giants. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.